Hello and welcome again to Explosive Commerce. Today we're going to talk a little bit about data analytics and general analysis within the software. One thing to keep in mind is that everything that is set up within the software is collected and archived, whether you're viewing it in any particular initiative or not, or even viewing it within a chart. But everything that you've set up along the lines of an account, a channel, a voice, or a search parameter is collected and archived. So you can go back and look at the data at any time, whether you've got it set up to be viewed and analyzed initially or not. The front page on the analytics screen is a dashboard, which is going to give you a general overview of everything that's going on. And if you remember from our other tutorials, activity, engagement, and reach are really our three, high bird's eye views of what's going on within your community, as far as how much you're interacting, how far your voice or voices or channels are being heard, and then how much you're interacting with your clients, vendors, friends, etc. This can all be customized at your will, but the default looks something like this, and again just gives you a bird's eye view of which channels are being effective, where the activity is happening, how it's happening, and when it's happening. At any time, you can change the information by going to settings. By going to filters and changing the date, the voice, the content label. If you want to look at things that are more specific to individual accounts or voices or initiatives, you can also set up different dashboards, different overviews by taking a look at the settings screen. So if you wanted to add a different look, depending on what it is, you can set your own parameters within that. Here's a test screen. We'll go to settings, and you'll pick and choose which analytics from which you want to pull. If this is a Facebook only type of account, if it's a reach only type of account, if it's more of a top 10, so you can gauge your influencers, etc. You can go back and give yourself a new tab to give you an overview of something a little bit more specific. When you're a positive interactive activity, it gives you the next step in the process. Really drills down into the granular data and gives you a channel effectiveness look and a detailed look at everything that's been going on with the accounts and voices, personas, channels, parameters that you've set up. This screen, the default is all of your channels and the effectiveness over a date range. And as you'll see with all these screens, you can change your date range to basically anything you want. A week, a day or two, months, etc. And again, this just gives you an overall look of engagement, reach, and activity for each of your channels that you've set up within this particular initiative. And again, if you remember from some of our earlier tutorials, the initiatives are going to be different. The voices and the streams will vary within those, depending on who's involved, who needs to be involved, and who needs to view the information. The sentiment analysis is just that. You can check the number and the score of the sentiment parameters that you've set up. The detailed screen is where you can start to dig down a little bit deeper and look at different things on an individual basis. All this you can see is exportable. You can filter it by channel, but you can export any one of these individual lines. For example, reach. If you wanted to export that, you could export that only channels, voices, accounts, however you want to break it down. And then you can export everything as well and manipulate the data within something like Microsoft Excel or what have you. So this gives you an overall look at everything you set up, all of your accounts, voices, even your website analytics and how it applies to what's happening within channels and voices and accounts, and what is spurred activity and what is not. Same thing with sentiment analysis, and also the dollar value placements you've put on each of your individual actions or channels within this particular initiative. The Insight tab will give you a quick look, depending on the date range you've selected, of what's going on with your individual pages. To create your own chart for daily, weekly views, or some of your social media overview sessions, you can see that we've created a few here of positive interactive activity. It gives you an example of maybe some of the engagement parameters that are going on within a channel, within an overall environment, and then within another individual channel. But these are all positive engagement type of activities. Pretty simple to create your own chart. Simply click on a new chart, and then you start adding the parameters you want displayed. Again, you can break it down initially into accounts, voices, and channels, or you can just pick from the entire list right here, because you may want to go across different parameters than we've got set over here for different reasons within each particular initiative. And actually, we've got some overall looks as well if you want to do a comparison overall versus a single service account or channel. Again, you can set your date range. You can save that, so that's you're going to see that each time you open up this tab on the analytics screen. These can be printed in a PDF format. You can save it. You can view it. But again, if you really want data, the detailed metrics are the way to export everything, manipulate that data by channel, by date range, how you want it, depending on what your initiative is set up to accomplish, and who you're showing the information to, and what they may or may not be interested in. Finally, the locations tab. We have a single headquarters location, so not as important for us. But if you've got a bricks and mortar type of business, and you want to find out who is checking in the most at specific locations and have the ability to reward or recognize that company or those individuals, you can certainly do that here. Also, you can find out where they're being where they're checking in, which location has the most effective strategy, and why. So we've incorporated the location-based social media channels in here as well, such as Facebook Places, Gowalla, and Foursquare. Kind of the big three. So that's a good snapshot at our analytics and what's collected and how, and your ability to look at basically everything that you've set up, not only within a single initiative, but across multiple channels, voices, search parameters, and accounts. Thanks for tuning in again. Check back periodically with us, and we'll have some more tutorials for you.